أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لقد أرسلنا رسلنا بالبينات وأنزلنا معهم الكتاب والميزان ليقوم الناس بالقسط. صدق الله العظيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وإذ قيل لهم اسكنوا هذه القرية وكلوا منها حيث شئتم وقولوا حطة وادخلوا الباب سجدا نغفر لكم خطيئاتكم سنزيد المحسنين. فبدل الذين ظلموا منهم قولا غير الذي قيل لهم فأرسلنا عليهم رجزا من السماء بما كانوا يظلمون. صدق الله العظيم. The incidents that are being quoted here from the history of Bani Israel, we have already studied them in detail in Surah Al-Baqarah. But please remember that this surah was revealed before the revelation of Surah Al-Baqarah. This is Makki. But these things were referred as if these were known facts because, the Jews knew them, their history. And recall when it was said to them, you dwell and settle in this town, هذه القرية وكلوا منها حيث شئتم, and you eat thereof whatever you like. وقولوا حطة, and go on saying حطة حطة, oh Allah, forgive us our sins. وادخلوا الباب سجدا, and you enter the gate of that city bowing your heads down, not arrogantly, just as the conquerors of any cities or towns or countries, they enter. نغفر لكم خطيئاتكم, we shall forgive you the evils that you have committed or your mistakes and errors. سنزيد المحسنين, and we shall increase the reward of the good doers. People who are muhsin, not only Muslim and Mu'min, but they rise to the level of muhsin. Now, according to the history of the Jews, this was the town of Jericho, Ariha. When after the death of Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wassalam, and after 40 years punishment that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has decided for them, فَإِنَّا مُحَرَّمَةٌ عَلَيْهِمْ 40 سَنَةً يَتِيهُونَ فِي الْأَرْضِ. After the expiry of that period, now the generation which was, born in the desert during this, in wilderness, then they became of age, and then they fought against the people who were living in Palestine, and then they conquered that country, and the first city that fell to them was Ariha or Jericho as you know it today. But they were ordered that you enter as conquerors, not with arrogance, and your heads must not be above, and your necks should not be straight and tight, but you bow your heads, just as the Prophet ﷺ, when he entered Makkah, after the victory of Makkah, his forehead was touching the neck of the horse on which he was riding. فَبَدَّلَ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا مِنْهُمْ قَوْلًا غَيْرَ الَّذِي قِيلَ لَهُمْ. Those of them who did wrong substituted a saying other than that had been said to them. So we sent upon them a scourge, a torment from the sky, بِمَا كَانُوا يَظْلِمُونَ, due to their transgressions and evil doings. وَاسْأَلْهُمْ عَنَ الْقَرْيَةِ الَّتِي كَانَتْ حَاضِرَةَ الْبَحْرِ. Now there are a few incidents more which are reported here and quoted and referred to. They also belong to the history of Bani Israel. Actually, the real discourse has come to an end regarding Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wassalam. Now these incidents are of a later period. One, it relates to some people who were settled, and they say it was Aqaba of today. Here a tribe of Bani Israel, they were settled, and they used to catch fish from the sea. It was a town on the coast, sea coast. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put them to a very severe test. What was it? وَاسْأَلْهُمْ عَنَ الْقَرْيَةِ الَّتِي كَانَتْ حَاضِرَةَ الْبَحْرِ. And ask them, O Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, about the township standing close to the sea. إِذْ يَعْدُونَ فِي السَّبْتِ. when these people were transgressing regarding the law of Sabbath, because, it was a very strict law for them. No work whatsoever, no earning, no worldly acts. The whole day was to be reserved for zikr, remembering Allah, reading Torah, and, worshipping Allah. 6 days you work for yourself. 1 day you reserve for Allah. In our Sharia, the Sharia of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this has been reduced to only a part of the day after the call of Azan, for Friday, and till the Friday prayer has ended. Now this, law applicable in our Sharia only to this a period of about an hour or so, not more than that. But it had, a very strict application on the former Muslim Ummah. Istatihim hitanuhum yawma sabtihim. What happened? The fish, they have also some understanding. They used to come very close to the coast and openly on the Sabbath days. They knew that, there is 1 day out of the 7 days of the week in which nobody touches us. Nobody comes and, catches. So they were freely coming to the coast. وَيَوْمَ لَا يَسْبِتُونَ لَا تَأْتِيهِمْ. And on the other days, they would go deep to the deep seas. كَذَلِكَ نَبْلُوهُمْ بِمَا كَانُوا يَفْسُقُونَ. And this is how we put them to a very hard trial because of their transgressions. Because there were some other transgressions also, so Allah Ta'ala put them to a very hard test so that they can be sifted. Who are the people who really believe in Allah and His law and who observe the law from the depths of their heart, and who are the other type of people? وَإِذْ قَالَتْ أُمَّةٌ مِّنْهُمْ لِمَّ تَعِظُونَ قَوْمًا اللَّهُ مُهْلِكُهُمْ أَوْ مُعَذِّبُهُمْ عَذَابًا شَدِيدًا. Now the people dwelling over there, they divided into 3 parts, 3 groups. One was committing this transgression, breaking this law of the Sharia of Moses, alayhi salatu wassalam. The other second was not transgressing itself, not breaking the law, but not forbidding them also from what they were doing, the wrong that they were doing. The third group was that they also stayed away from this sin, never committed that sin, and they continued forbidding them, don't do it, this is haram. You are breaking the law of Allah, you are breaking the law of Sharia, you don't do it. Now the middle group, it said to the third group, is قَالَتْ أُمَّةٌ مِّنْهُمْ. When a group from amongst them, they said to them, لِمَ تَعِظُونَ قَوْمًا اللَّهُ مُهْلِكُهُمْ. Why do you admonish and advise you these people whom Allah is going to destroy? They are, doomed. They will be destroyed. أَوْ مُعَذِّبُهُمْ عَذَابًا شَدِيدًا.